Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm gonna be giving you part 31 of What If Naruto went missing for 4 years. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out Anime King too. If this is the first time you're hearing of my second channel, I'll be leaving a link at the top of the description for you guys to enjoy. So yeah, switch across and enjoy that. And I posted a new episode of Uchiha Naruto The Sage on my second channel, and I also posted a new episode of What If Naruto Got a New Bloodline. And on this channel, I just posted a new episode of What If Naruto Went Back in Time. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And if you're new to this channel, it's the first time you hear my voice, what are you waiting for? I know you see that red subscribe button, so go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family and be a part of the channel. And thank you for all of your support and help. And yeah guys, comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. So last time we left off, Naruto went to visit Tsunade. Tsunade told Naruto, after discussing some business, that Sakura resigned from the hospital, and also Ino and Choji was going out on a date that Inoichi and Choza had set up. And Lee also came and visited Sakura, and he was pretty upset that she's now a demon. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off, so let's start this new episode. We start this episode right after Sakura went back home after she finished talking to Ino as Ino went on a date with Choji. As Naruto and Sakura were sitting on the bed in the bedroom, Sakura, do you trust me? Naruto asks. Yes, of course I trust you. I love you, said Sakura. Then why didn't you tell me that you resigned from the hospital? Asked Naruto as Sakura lowered her head. So, you found out? Asked Sakura. Yeah, I went to talk to Tsunade today, and she said she couldn't tell me why. I must ask you why. So, I don't understand. What happened? Why did you resign? I know that you love healing people and working at the hospital. I do, said Sakura, as tears started to form in her eyes. As she took a deep breath, when I forced you to go to the hospital after the battle with the Akatsuki, I went to heal this little boy who had a broken arm. He didn't want me to heal him because I was a demon to him. And then I found out that half the people I heal, they put in their files that they didn't want me to heal them again because I'm a demon. Sakura, said Naruto, as he felt like all of this was his fault. As the fox seal that linked the both of them together makes Sakura know. Don't blame yourself, Naruto. It isn't your fault, said Sakura. The villagers are just idiots. I know, I just didn't want something like this to happen to you. And I can't help but worry about the future. The demon war, said Sakura. That and other things, said Naruto. Sakura, if a kid does that to you, what would they do to our kids if we have them? I don't want our kids to grow up the way I did. Aw, that is so sweet. He's worrying about kids before we even have them, said inner Sakura, as Sakura just smiled. We will cross that bridge when we get there, Naruto, but one thing that is different between your childhood and the kids that we will have in the future, that they will have two loving parents. Be by them, always, said Sakura as Naruto smiled as he dreamed about a family, something he always wanted. Meanwhile, at the restaurant, Choji and Ino were sitting at their private booth, two candles between them, as she felt so relaxed, as Choji put his hands on hers, as she looked up at his smiling face, as she rolled her hands to meet their fingers interlock, as she smiled as well. Skip to the high mountains. Shikamaru was doing some one-handed push-up, as he then heard a brand snap, as he turned around as his eyes turned into the demon form as he could see everything clearly. But he then saw who it was. It was Temari. Hello little boy, Temari said, as Shikamaru stood up. What is it, Temari? Asked Shikamaru, as she then took a look at his developing six packs. As he noticed it, if he didn't have demon eyes, he wouldn't have noticed it, but he did. Well, I bring a message from Naruto, Sakura and Hinata, said Temari. Really? Asked Shikamaru. Yeah. They want to have 3 years separate of training, and the final year, to train and work together as a team, said Temari. Sound like a plan, said Shikamaru. Yeah, well you better go back to your training, so I will be heading back to the sand now. Wait, said Shikamaru, as Temari turned and looked at him. What is it, Shikamaru? Asked Temari softly. Well, it is late. You should rest for the night at least, he said, trying to keep her around. Yeah, well I guess you're right. A good night rest, and head out tomorrow morning, as she took off her pack and sat down. As she and Shikamaru's eyes locked across the fire, as he smiled, and she couldn't help but smile as well. Time skip. 4 months later. Currently, Sakura was currently in the bath as she applied shampoo to her hair. Who could have believed it? Ino and Choji a couple. Then again, I wouldn't have put Naruto and I as a future couple when we were kids. Speaking of the future, today is a 5. Naruto's birthday is on the 10th. He's going to be 17. As she sighed, as the people of the village see Naruto as a Kyuubi, so they cannot go out on the town that night, because that is a day when they usually have the festival that the 4th Hokage defeated the Kyuubi. So it will be really bad for Naruto. It was not like any of them could touch him. She just didn't want Naruto to go through all of that. Meanwhile, just over a mile away from the front gate of the Hidden Leaf, Shikamaru ran so fast as even Guy would find it hard to keep up with him, as Tala was beside him. We will spend a week in the leaf to gather supplies for the coming winter pack, and you reconnecting with your friends, said Tala, as they went down to the front gate. Meanwhile at the front gate, Ino sat at the signing table, checking in people who come through the front gate. She didn't even look up as a man walked up to her. Name: Shikamaru Nara, the man said, as Ino looked up to see her teammate standing there. He had changed a lot. He was taller, looked like he has gone through another growth spurt. His green Jonin vest was gone. It was replaced with a dark grey armor vest. He had a knife on his shoulder, angled down, so the handle was just above his heart. He had another knife right at his rib line, as Ino could also see another knife sticking out from the top of his shoulder with a holster on his back. As he had knife all over him, that was his tool that he got created from the demons. You seem surprised that I am back, Ino, said Shikamaru. Kind of. I thought you wouldn't be back for a while, said Ino. We need some winter supplies, and he needs to bond with his friends, said a wolf as Ino was taken aback. You're a demon wolf, asked Ino. Yes, my name is Tala, said Tala. I am the one that has been training Shikamaru. Ino, we can't let a demon into the village, said a Chunin beside Ino. I don't see any rules that say we can't let them in, said Ino with a smile. All the rules say is that they need to sign in. With that, Shikamaru signed in, as Tala used her tail to sign in herself. So, how long are you back? Asked Ino. A week at most, said Shikamaru. Okay, but we have to hang out even once for old time's sake. As he nodded, as when he passed her and headed into the village, she saw the several knives on his hip. I should have known that Shikamaru would show up, said Ino as she looked back at the clock, as she couldn't wait for her shift to end. Shikamaru walked through the village as no one really paid him any attention, as they were too busy setting everything up for the festival. A few of them noticed Tala, but they thought that she was just a large Inuzaka dog, so they paid her no mind. Finally, he reached the front door of his home. As he knocked on the door, only to hear his mother yell from inside. Shikaku, get the door, his mother ordered, as he then heard his father's footsteps as he came to the door. His father then opened the door, and he saw his son standing there. "Hello, father," said Shikamaru with a smile, as Shikaku smiled as well. But before he could say anything, his wife appeared. "So, you're finally back," said Yoshino Nara. "Yeah, I'm back, for a little while," said Shikamaru. "Well, welcome home," said Yoshino as Shikamaru and Tala entered the house, as Shikamaru went to the couch and sat down. "So, how are things here?" asked Shikamaru as his parents took their own seats. Same old, said Shikaku. Cut to the point. "How are you doing?" asked his mother. "I am good, but I am sore from all of the training that Tala is making me do," said Shikamaru as he looked at the she-wolf at the window. "So you're the one keeping my boy in line," said Yoshino. "Yes, Mrs. Nara, I am a demon wolf training your pup. However, I wouldn't say I'm the only one keeping him in line. The witch, Temari, comes around a lot." "Temari?" asked Yoshino as she looked at her son. "She's a girl I know," said Shikamaru. "You must not like her if she's a witch," said Yoshino. "It is a word play amongst the wolves. Witch is a term for female," said Shikaku. "The demons must have different words for meanings. Tala, call Shikamaru your pup, not your son." "So, you do like this girl?" asked Yoshino as she looked at her son. "You just had to do this to me, didn't you?" asked Shikamaru as he looked at a grinning Tala. "So, who is she?" his mother asked as Shikamaru sighed. Meanwhile, across town, Sakura was trying out a new weapon that Ferris has finished a couple of days ago. It took him a long time to get everything right. "So, how does it feel, Sakura?" asked Ferris as he watched Sakura look at her new equipment. "It's amazing. I had no idea you could make something like this," said Sakura as she looked at her new weapon. "It was mind-blowing, and the way it works. That is why it took me so long." "Just be careful with it," said Ferris. "They are really hard to fix." "I will, thank you," said Sakura as Ferris then disappeared. An hour later, Tsunade sat across from Gaara as his siblings were standing either side of him. "The news isn't good. The other cages are not with us," said Tsunade. "The Raikage and the Mizukage want more information before doing anything, and the Tsukage is blinded by rage. He won't do anything. He won't even talk to us. At least some of the smaller villages are falling in line. However, they are not that strong," said Gaara. "Every little bit helps, but we need the large nation on our side," said Tsunade as Shizune appeared in the doorway. "Lady Hokage, what is it?" asked Tsunade. "Well, I thought you would like to know that Shikamaru Nara has returned back to the village," said Shizune as Tsunade noticed a smile on Temari's face. "Good, I will have to see him," said Tsunade. "That isn't all. It seems like Naruto is going to have a full sparring season with Shikamaru at the Namikaze compound," said Shizune. "That would be interesting to see," said Kankuro. "It will tell us how strong Shikamaru and Naruto have become," said Temari. "I think we should hold this meeting and wait the session." "Agreed," said Tsunade as she stood up. "Hold on a second," said Gaara. "There is one more item I wish to talk about." "What is it?" asked Tsunade as she sat back down. "One thing first," said Gaara as he looked at his sister, Temari. "How about you go and make sure they don't start till we get there?" "Sure," Temari said as she left the room. "So, what is it that you want to talk about?" said Tsunade. "I believe that we cover up all parts of the war we already go over for the moment." "This has nothing to do with the war," said Gaara. "It's about Temari, her and Shikamaru," said Tsunade as Gaara nodded. "I may not like it, but it is clear that she loves Shikamaru and he loves her," said Kankuro. "As you know, in order, transferring one ninja to another in marriage, both Cage have to sign off on it," said Gaara. And you want to know if I will sign off on it? Asked Tsunade. We are not there yet, but if the time should come, will you? Asked Gaara. Yes, I would, said Tsunade with a smile. Good, I want my sister to be happy, and it will be bad if they went all the way and find out they couldn't be happy, said Gaara. Agreed. Now let's go before they start the fight, said Tsunade. When they arrive, a small crowd has gathered around the training ground, as Neji and Tenten stand beside Ino and Choji at the right wall. Kiba and Shino at the corner. Along the left side was Shikamaru's parents, Sakura's mother, and the different senseis from the Rookie 12. However, Shikamaru's mother wasn't looking at her son, she was looking at Temari, who stood on the outer wall with Naruto, Katsura, and Saito. Tsunade had to do a double take as she saw Naruto on the sideline, as she then focused as she saw Sakura in the center. Well, looks like they're going to make Sakura and Shikamaru fight instead, thought Tsunade as she noticed that Sakura had changed. Along both her arms were metal guards from the elbow down to the wrist. As she wondered, the guards would be useful in defense, but what about attacking? Looks like everyone is here, said Sakura. Yeah, so are you ready? Asked Shikamaru. Yeah, let's do this. Sakura quickly pulled out a kunai as she threw it towards Shikamaru. Shikamaru pulled out one of his knives as he threw it towards the kunai, slicing the kunai in half. As he then ran through hand signs, as lightning started danced around him. When he finished his hand signs, lightning were at his fingertips. Lightning style. Thunderbolt Jutsu, said Shikamaru as lightning shoot out of each of his fingertips. Naruto couldn't help but smile as Sakura dodged each attack with ease, as the bolts fly past her and hit an invisible shield that protect the people on the outside. As Sakura ran through hand sign as she was running, water style, water bullet, Sakura said, as she used her jutsu to pull water out of the air as she fired water bullets at Shikamaru, as Shikamaru dodged all of them. Impressive, both of those jutsus are upper level jonins, said Kakashi, as Sakura rushed forward and closed the distance between them, as everyone was surprised at Sakura's speed. If Shikamaru didn't have demon eyes, he wouldn't see Sakura coming. As he caught Sakura's fist, as she brought back her fist with the other hand, as she brought it down hard as he caught it, but the blow from the fist sending him flying back as he hit into the barrier. Shikamaru flipped up as she rushed at him as he grabbed both of her fists. He has gotten strong, said Kankuro, as that fist that Sakura used should have sent him flying back and crashed through the barrier at so much force, but he caught it with ease. Sakura then feel her body get stiff. What is this? I guess I should say thanks for coming so close to me, said Shikamaru, as he did the shadow possession jutsu, and he didn't even use hand signs. He was able to manipulate his shadow so easily now, as he took the form of a wolf and grabbed onto Sakura's shadow. That shadow possession jutsu is different. It isn't one of ours, said Shikaku. It is Shikamaru's own jutsu, Demon Wolf Shadow Possession Jutsu, explained Tala. With Demon Chakra it holds is almost 500 times stronger than with normal chakra. But suddenly, Sakura got engulfed by Red Chakra as a Demon Fox and a Demon Wolf Chakra fight to see who is stronger. But with another blast of Red Chakra, Sakura got over the demon possession as she flipped back. She then charged at Shikamaru again as she held up the metal gauntlet on her hand, but this time, a blade about 6 to 7 inches came out of it. They are not just braces, they are hidden blades, Shikamaru thought, as he weighed his options. Sakura is too fast, and right now, he's at a disadvantage, and he couldn't pull any of his knife. Oh, I know what to do. I got him, thought Sakura as she came down. However, suddenly, Shikamaru grabbed Sakura's hand as he sent her flying across the training field as she flipped over and landed on her feet. What? What just happened? Asked Ino. I don't know, said Choji, as he then noticed that Shikamaru's arm had changed. It looks like it belonged to a bodybuilder, and his fingernails has grown long to around 9 inches, as his hands were covered with thick black fur from the elbow down. What the hell? Asked Asuma as he looked at his former student's arm. Don't worry, said Tala, as everyone noticed neither Sakura, Naruto, or the other demons were freaking out. It is Sage Mode, isn't it? Asked Tsunade as Naruto nodded his head. It isn't fully yet, said Naruto. Just watch, said Tala, as Shikamaru then used his normal hand and unstrapped some things as he threw his knives away. What is he going to do? Asked Kiba. Sage Mode change your body and destroy any loose clothing, said Naruto as he remembered when he went Sage Mode and his clothes were ruined. Everyone watched as Shikamaru's body went through a growth spurt. He went from 5 feet 7 inches to over 7 feet, as the sound of snapping bones filled the air as Shikamaru's legs turned wolf-like, with 4 large sharp claws coming from each toe as his big toe went up and formed another large claw on his upper leg. His legs, like his arms, were black up to the knees, but above that was brown. 2 wolf ears appeared on the side of his face as his face pushed out as his long pointed teeth came. As his normal black hair got more wild and thick as it ran down his back, as it then formed a new tail, as on his chest he had white fur. There standing before everyone was a 7 feet 1 inch, almost 225 pound, all muscle, wolf Shikamaru. So, you managed to master Sage Mode? Asked Sakura. Yes, said Shikamaru, as his voice sounded different, dark and demonic. It took a long time, but I mastered it. I see, said Sakura, as she knew in Sage Mode, Shikamaru's chakra is equal to a 5-tailed demon, but she knew that not even Naruto could stay in Sage Mode for more than 15 minutes, as it put a strain on the body. However, 15 minutes was more than enough time to take down anyone in Sage Mode. Don't do it, Sakura, you're not ready, thought Naruto, as concern built within him. Because of the seal, Sakura feel it. Don't worry, Naruto, I can pull it off, she said. So, how long can you last in Sage Mode? Asked Sakura. Around 5 minutes, said Shikamaru. Well, since you're in Sage Mode, said Sakura, as red chakra covered her body, I guess I'll do the same. But guys, gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And go ahead and check out Uchiha Naruto the Sage on my second channel. And also, What If Naruto Got a New Bloodline? And on this channel, check out What If Naruto Went Back in Time. But I'm all for now, guys. Peace.